Tracking a flight?
I guess so.
I was at the Airshow this weekend. Lots of people very into this thing that we're doing. Not just that they're going to the site themselves, flightradar24.com. And then I met a guy. There was a guy in the media area who had a little red wagon, and in that was this obviously very expensive sound system of scanners and things. And standing near him, he apparently recognized me, so he came over and introduced himself, told me about how he was basically started out as one of those geeks who gets a scanner so you can listen to all the cops.
Mm-hmm.
And he graduated up into, and he had become a pilot, and he kept going. And he found all these government radio frequencies, and he claimed that he had, channels into the CIA on occasion. I don't know why they weren't encrypted.
These are their music channels or the talk show channels?
Basically the talk shows. But so he let us, he said to us, if you want to come over when the Thunderbirds come up, you'll be able to actually hear the conversation in the cockpits of the planes. So we did that. I mean, we waited until they were in the air because by then it was completely sunny and I didn't want to just get burnt. But you could actually hear, it was kind of neat. Hard to hear over the roar of the engines, but you could hear the leader pilot telling the other guys. I mean, I thought the whole thing was just computerized. I would have thought, these guys all just sit back or they know exactly what to do when because they've done it so often.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you hear the leader like telling them when to pull back, when to hit the smoke, when to turn this way, when to turn that way. And
so they're not having like conversations like you would have, like with me, like they're up in the air, they're flying. Hey, have you seen this website, flightradar24.com?
They're not talking like that at all.
They're not
going. Hey, check out the blonde down on the flight line there in the red tank top.
They're not saying, hey, did you realize the 7-day free period after which you have to pay money per year?
No, they're not doing any of that.
A skydiver who was blown off course has been rescued after spending hours stuck about 70 feet up in a tree. Dunstable police said late Sunday that the man had been removed from the tree more than 2 hours after rescue teams were first dispatched. Don Mayer, the airport manager at Pepperell Skydiving Center, said the man is an experienced diver who missed the landing area. Mayer says the man was embarrassed but not seriously hurt.
How much time did he spend in the tree?
2 hours. Just hanging there.
Did you say it was 2 hours before rescue crews got to him?
2 hours after rescue teams were first dispatched. So I don't know how long.
So how long had he been in the tree, right, before the rescue teams got dispatched?
Help. Help up here.
At the air show, they had a bunch of jumpers there, but obviously they're jumping out into the wide open space of Barnes Airport.
Into the great wide open?
Yes, the great wide. Actually, what was kind of cool, too? The guy that had the radio stuff, they were two guys, actually. And one of them pointed something out to the other guy, and the other guy said, geez, I never saw that here before. There was an airman, probably from the Air Guard at Barnes, standing out in the middle of the grass between the runway and the taxiways, and right in the middle of the show. In the middle portion, the midpoint of the crowd, and one of the guys pointed out he had a mirror, and he was flashing it to the pilots so that they would know the exact midpoint of the show. Even though the one guy said, "I never saw them do that before," but there he is. And then the other guy said something I thought was really interesting. If you were to ever get lost in your, let's say, your car, and you had to get out of your car. If you have a CD in your car, you take that with you. That will reflect the sun, and pilots apparently can see that from a mile away.
I remember as a kid being given like a Boy Scout survival kit, and there was a mirror that came along with it.
Yeah.
And my first instinct was, is this to make sure that your hair is well combed? And then it was described to me, no, that's exactly what it is. But now, who the hell has a CD in their car anymore? Who hasn't even has a CD player in their car anymore?
Well, I just found it amazing that with all the GPS and the circuit and the technology in modern jets, that these guys in the Thunderbirds still need a guy standing on the middle of the airstrip with a mirror so that they can note the midpoint of the show. It was just kind of interesting. And supposedly a mile away, you can see that.
My grandfather was a World War II vet, and that's one of the items that we still have is that mirror, government issued, and it's got like a little target on it, so you could aim it like at the sun, kind of thing. So you could so if you're like stuck in the woods somewhere, you can signal to
to the rescuers, right.